You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. Goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful.
I'll let us next week, man.
No doubt, man, and definitely shout out to the Family Liberation Minded Media.net. That is Black Eye Stand, Do the Knowledge Radio, The Rundown with Renee, and My Skin is My Sin. Oh, and don't forget to share the show, man. If you check it out today, or if you check it out next week, or if you check it out in 1,000 years, and if you are that motherfucker that digs us up in 1,000 years, you are the most phenomenal individual to ever walk the galaxy for digging up this greatness and still share our shit, man. Shout out to you. Don't forget to check out the websites, embroshell.com, designsbymonet.com, and myskinismysin.net.
Yeah. Give a little more, y'all. Give a little more, y'all. That ain't all that you is, that ain't all you gon' be, that ain't all you gon' know, that ain't all you gon' see, that ain't all you gon' give, that ain't all you gon' take, that ain't all you gon' fix, that ain't all you gon' break, that ain't all you gon' kiss, that ain't all you gon' hug, that ain't all you gon' trust, that ain't all you gon' love, no. We all gotta pray a little more, each and every day a little more, so I had bad days before, know I'm gon' face some more. So I had a walk with God, I had a talk with God. He said, even when it get hard, it'll be not a problem, no. We all gotta pray a little more, each and every day a little more. So I had bad days before, know I'm gon' face some more. So I had a walk with God, I had a talk with God. He said, even when it get hard, it'll be not a problem, no. We all gotta pray a little more, each and every day a little more. So I had bad days before, know I'm gon' face some more. That ain't all you gon' do, that ain't all you gon' say, that ain't all that's true, that ain't all that's play, that ain't all you gon' feel, that ain't all you gon' understand, that ain't all you gon' half-ass, that ain't all you gon' underhand, that ain't all you gon' hope, that ain't all you gon' wish, that ain't all you gon' remember, that ain't all you gon' miss, that ain't all you gon' lose, that ain't all you gon' gain, that ain't all you gon' pull, that ain't all you gon' strain, that ain't all you gon' kiss, that ain't all you gon' hug, that ain't all you gon' trust, that ain't all you gon' love, no. We all gotta pray a little more, each and every day a little more. So I had bad days before, know I'm gon' face some more. So I had a walk with God, I had a talk with God. He said, even when it get hard, it'll be not a problem, no. We all gotta pray a little more, each and every day a little more. So I had bad days before, know I'm gon' face some more. So I had a walk with God, I had a talk with God. He said, even when it get hard, it'll be not a problem, no. We all gotta pray a little more, each and every day a little more. So I had bad days before, know I'm gon' face some more. That ain't all you gon' feel, that ain't all you gon' touch, that ain't all you gon' know, that ain't all you gon' love, no. We all gotta pray a little more, each and every day a little more. So I had bad days before, know I'm gon' face some more. So I had a walk with God, I had a talk with God. He said, even when it get hard, it'll be not a problem, no. We all gotta pray a little more, each and every day a little more. So I had bad days before, know I'm gon' face some more. So
they're trying to push the crowd back into the side streets, kind of from the middle of the street.
I'm Christopher, I'm 13, and I'm a hacker. I hate to say it, but I'm a bad hacker, which we call those black hats. And They do malicious things such as hacking Facebook and sending viruses and breaking into banks, get access from a server from a website and pulling email account info, and that gets boring, so we go to the advanced things. And I don't really like to talk about the advanced things.
The charge of violence against us actually stems from the guilt complex that exists in the conscious and subconscious minds of most white people in this country.
What's good, fam? This is Jobs, and you are tuned into My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. What's good with you, fam? What's good? We got the plug in the building. What's going on, bro?
Peace, bro. How you, man?
All right. I'm chilling. Let us know if you can hear me. If you can't, y'all let us know. Shout out to Joe Cool. That's our other member of My Skin is My Sin. Shout out to Larisha. Okay, somebody new in the building. Carmen Dub, you already know. Let's talk about some shit tonight, man. And typically we don't start till, with the first 15 minutes. We generally don't talk about shit. Oh, you got. Carmen Dub said, "What's up to you specifically, Ro?"
Peace, Carmen.
You getting some love out there.
Shout out to all the moderators, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be rocking with us, man. Peace.
No doubt, man. Man, on the one hand, today we woke up. That's dope. Some of us did not. Rest in peace to you. Rest in peace to the King, Elijah Cummings.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Regardless of how I feel about, as far as the politics, you know what I'm saying? I give my respect to the brother, man. You know what I'm saying? He put in a lot of work, you know what I mean? And a lot more work than, any of us could attribute to, you know what I'm saying? As far as the effect and the amount of people that he's affected with, with his job and whatnot.
Facts. Like you love the ideology or not, you got to respect the hustle.
Right, facts.
And he put in work for a long time, So rest in peace, man. You definitely you left bigger footprints than you started with.
That's a fact.
And that's, to me, that's the testament of a man. You didn't know that, huh, Jay? Yeah, he passed away at the age of 68, I believe. Of course.
I understand he had a condition that he just ain't talk about, it just wasn't disclosed to public. Yeah, he had health issues, from my understanding.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. And shout out to Boxing Brain 187. That's pretty dope. And who else? We got Sun Ray, man. Shout out to Australia in the building. And did I miss anybody? No, I think we good right now. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, man. Shout out to Jay Dizzle. That liberation-minded media.
Salute.
Facts. Shout out to Do the Knowledge Radio, Black Eye Stand Radio, The Rundown with Renee, and My Skin is My Sin. Y'all already know. And let me get my shit together, man. I've been trying to collect my thoughts on how what I wanted to say, how I wanted to approach it, and that has not. I just cannot wrap my fucking head around. And don't get. Maybe it's my naivete. I don't know what the fuck, but I just cannot wrap my head around the fact that two black people doing absolutely nothing in their own motherfucking house within the span of the year. Wasn't a raid, and before I even get into that, I was watching this podcast earlier today on the way home from work, actually. Okay, listening to it. Let me turn this Skype call up just a little bit, make sure y'all can hear. All right. Okay, you know what it is.
They train for that shit, though, bro. They're trained. They train for this. I just had. I ain't even mean to cut you off on your bill, for real. But,
Go ahead, bro.
I had this conversation with a brother yesterday, man. The same way that police are questioned, about their past and everything, as far as getting into an academy, a question about, it should be a survey about race. like how do you feel about race and all that. And when you got to take a polygraph for all of this stuff to even get clearance, you know what I'm saying, to become a police officer. So like this should be something that's changed nationwide with all of them. Like,
I mean, well, they do a psychological profile, and in doing so, they know already. They don't need to, like, if they ask a white dude, "Are you racist?" before he becomes a cop, he's gonna say no. Period. Like,
yeah, but on a polygraph, if I know I'm racist, nigga, he's gonna fail.
Yeah,
like,
but
that's the thing.
That's not practical though, bro. Like, do you think about how many policemen there are across the country? A polygraph is just, practically speaking, it's not doable at this point.
For every policeman across the country, they've had to take a polygraph. Is what I'm saying. It's not that practical. Like, it really makes sense. It's a question. It's questions that you can add. Okay. It's other solutions that is to point these people out.
I mean, it makes sense to do it. Don't get me wrong, but from a practical, who gonna pay for this shit standpoint, that would be very difficult to pull off. But I get what you're saying. That makes sense.
Yeah, like it's just like it's trained into these officers. You know what I'm saying? It's trained, and it's clearly a race issue because it's already been cases of black officers shooting white civilians, and them niggas doing time.
But let me ask you this though: why is it that we always seem to expect them to have to change when they have displayed from day one what their actual intentions were?
Because I think we've been programmed to wait to hope it's going to change, opposed to accepting the fact that it's not, that this is how it is going to be, and that we have to adapt as a people for survival.
Facts.
For survival, yeah, that's the bottom line. For the sake of our lives, for the sake of our families, we're gonna have to adapt to this and accept the fact that this is what it is, and go from there. Like, you got some that's still sitting there waiting there hoping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm angry about it, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It's going to be another one.
Yeah.
It's going to be another one.
And then what?
Unfortunate.
And then what? And then what do we do?
What? We'll be right back here saying the same shit.
Until justice
we'll be right back
is meted out by the oppressed, it will never completely be justice.
Facts.
You know, and that's just some real shit. You can take that how you want to take that, you know. But thus far, it doesn't matter. You know, you'll get that one cop out of however many that they lock up. Okay, then what? Nothing. The next cop does it again and again and again. Like, at some point, we got to say, look, bro, you right. We do got to change our strategy significantly.
Right.
Because I punch a motherfucker, I expect to get punched back.
Facts.
And when they don't punch you back, what do you think about them?
Right.
Right.
Like, it's not just here. It's black faces all across the world that's being persecuted. You know what I'm saying? Being oppressed. It's not just here, but I mean, here for what it is right now, this shit is genocide, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you really pay attention, it's white boys that's out there telling you, like, yo, they train us to kill y'all, specifically for y'all. You know what I mean? It was a white cop here. I can't think of his name, but I want to say he was on the BCPD for maybe 2 years, and he quit. And he was like, they ostracized him pretty much, and he ended up quitting. But he started going on podcasts and spreading the word, like at some point, like some years ago, like, not the chief of police, but someone high ranking in the police was a grand wizard.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? For the city of Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga was a grand wizard, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yo, they snatched my, like, they just got caught for the whole gun task force shit, bro. Like, the police was running around, robbing niggas, shooting niggas, taking niggas drugs from one side, going to the other side, selling them. You know what I'm saying? All at the same time while running overtime on the city. You know what I'm saying? All them niggas is in the feds right now.
Damn. I didn't know all that shit, bro. But I'm not surprised at all. You know, but my point is that at some point, bro, like, and I'm not advocating no violence. I don't want nobody to take it, no shit like that. However, at some point, the moves that we make have to be more disciplined and more focused and more punitive in nature.
We need to be on code. We need to make sure that we are communicating. We need to make sure that we're reaching out to build trust with one another, because that's the issue. Niggas don't trust anybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we stay separated. It's time, man. Like it's only going to get worse. Like it's not going to get better. Like cops are still going to be killing people that just happen to be black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever you believe in, like that's what's going to keep going on. We're all targets.
I mean, but we got to develop a code first before we say, because we all say stay on code, but what I found out is that a lot of people's on code varies. Like, right. You know, there are a couple things where generally speaking, most people agree on, but you know, for the most part, like leave religion out of it.
Yeah, you like right. You know, you separate the religion, you take the religion out of it, we should be good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but you got some who trapped in that religious box and they can't see beyond it.
I mean, but
you know what I'm saying?
I think that's disrespectful to the motherfuckers that have practiced whatever faith they practice and still went ham on niggas. It's been a lot of them over the years, bro. Like people seem to think that religious people are meek. Like if you look at the history of this planet, people that have believed in some type of faith have been some ruthless motherfuckers, if not the most ruthless. So we got to stop looking at that. Is a whole
nother conversation though.
That is a whole nother conversation. It is, you know, but I think we need to move that to the side. Facts. You know, and see that, Carmen, I get what you're saying, but I personally like I think the way we dialogue with each other has to change. You know, and I've been on a Say Hello to a Black Person campaign for about a year now. You know, you just see a random black person say hello. That shit starts that simply. We got to feel more comfortable just speaking to each other for us to think about anything. And to say, you know, I think it's easy to say we too busy tap dancing for Popeye sandwiches.
That's true too, though.
But those, but you got to
put. It's easy to say, but it's true.
I mean, it's easy to say, but my point is that the people that are saying it are generally, and not you, Carmen, but generally not necessarily doing any more than those people that's getting the sandwich. They're just not buying that sandwich. So, and I'm guilty of it too. I'm guilty of shitting on other people to hide the fact that I'm not doing much. I think we get caught up with what niggas ain't doing.
The thing about it is this, like.
And I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Let me cut you off. It's not what niggas ain't doing, but niggas get caught up in like it's a fad. We all had fads growing up. Like, I don't know. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
I just feel like at the end of the day, like we get caught up on labels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We too, like we gotta learn to shed the labels. Like when you shut the label and it's black behind it, like it should be nothing more than an embrace at that point in time. It should be opportunity to build and that, you know what I'm saying, to connect, bro. Like at the end of the day, the only way things are going to change for black people is when black people make a change.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's the bottom line.
Facts.
So it's definitely up to us. Like everybody sitting around waiting for niggas thought Obama was gonna change with Obama. Like it shows like we could get to the highest aspect of what the system is, and still at the end of the day, it's not going to change the fact. Like if you in the Benz, you still a nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? In the eyes of this country. You know what I mean?
See that's my thing though, man. Like we got to stop looking for acceptance from the majority, bruh.
That's a fact.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
Yes. Oh, and shout, yes, Boxing Brain, you right. Hit the like button, man. I be slipping on that type of shit, man, because we get to building, man, and I just totally forget where we at. But yeah, man, like we gotta take ownership of getting the fuck up out this misery together. You know, and
You-
what I hate niggas be like black media. I mean, not black media, but they ain't reporting so and so. Nigga, stop saying that shit too, man. That's disrespectful. It's a lot of niggas that go to work 2 and 3 jobs, and still try to do a little podcast and put out some good information. Y'all niggas don't support them niggas.
That's a fact.
Go support them niggas. Stop saying what the media ain't fucking doing. Is you not listening to the motherfuckers that spend a lot of time to try to give you some good quality, either information or entertainment. You know, go support them niggas. And I ain't even talking about us. It ain't got to be us. If they look like us, go support them niggas. Period.
That's a fact.
You know, we got to start doing the simple shit that we can to make motherfuckers, you know, rise together. You know, we don't support. We it's like we got a point system on what you do for black people. If you are on the front lines and demonstrating and getting shit thrown at you, you know, like you like a top shelf. You know what I'm saying? You top tier for black people. Now, let's say you an accountant and you making $200,000 a year, but you donate 40 hours a month at your kid's school. You know, you donate money to the HBCUs. You funding a little league team of kids that look like him. You know, but he ain't like the top tier niggas because he ain't really, you know, doing shit. You know, and people and it goes on and down the line, and that's problematic. And I tell you know, I've been saying this for the longest, nigga. Even in the army, they got accountants. If them niggas ain't doing their job, them other niggas on the front line, wives ain't getting paid.
Right.
Respect them niggas, man. Everybody got to hustle. Everybody got some shit they good at. You know, stop trying to put, you know, holes in square boxes. You know, let them be a hole. If that even makes sense. I don't know, man, but I'm feeling it. Fuck it. I'm just saying, bro. Like it just bothers me that people are complexifying. That might not be a word, but they are complexifying how to fix us.
Hey, my nigga, look, we let Smashiversary fly, bro. Your shit's official now.
I'm good.
Complexify, you good, my nigga.
I'm good. Complexify.
Complexify, my
nigga. Yo, hey,
Smashiversary, you good?
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Dark Meteorite too, man. And I know, hey, Soul Viva Life, like we could. Okay, I see y'all out there. That's what's up, man. And Adrian, shout out to you. Definitely gonna do a survivalist show in the future. But the number is scrolling across the top of the screen. It's 216-539-0659, I believe, but don't quote me. But if you do want to call in and join in on the bill, we'll, you know, definitely do that. And share our shit too, man. Yeah, Smashiversary was funny. But there was a reason, and let me see if I can play this shit again. Because there was a reason why I put, when I did the little video, you know, for the show or whatnot, there was a kid that was in Scared Straight, a young black kid. And hold on, I know it's about to fucking end up right there.
That nigga he was supposed to be a blood or something.
No.
Nigga made him bite the orange and shit.
No, I ain't see all that shit. All I saw was this clip, and I do apologize for the gunshot. Okay. But the kid was breaking, and this kid is 13, bruh. And he was breaking down all the shit that he had hacked into. It's fucking phenomenal.
Okay, all right. I think I know what you're talking about. All right, I know what you're talking about. All right.
Yes, this kid name's Christopher. He's currently on the screen now, and I know it's, you know, they delayed a little bit.
Yeah, he started talking about the dark web a little bit, and then he was like, I don't even want to get into that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and he was talking about hacking banks like that was nothing.
Yo, I used to mentor a kid, man, and he was a hacker too. And anybody I've ever spoke to, I've met a few hackers in life, like probably like 4. 2 of them were 2 of them were kids. But everyone that I spoke to, and they speak about the dark web, nobody wants to talk about it.
I bet you right now, somewhere in Russia, there's a 5-year-old kid that they have already identified, and he's in front of a computer.
Yeah,
I bet you. You know, why are we not doing that?
They too. I mean, yo, for real, like us as a people, like we too busy, you know, setting our kids up for poses on IG. You know what I'm saying, and making sure our kids is in all these white labels or whatnot. You know what I'm saying, and romanticizing the child. You know what I'm saying, when the relationship don't work out between the parents. You know what I mean, like
yeah. And I guarantee you, Survival, you are absolutely right. They do hire those kids, but they're like in hacking, the best is the best. Like that neutralizes that shit. Like if you are the best hacker on the planet, you're going to get paid as such. I'm telling you. Like with that shit, you know, like they like I wouldn't say they still racist, but as far as like you being the dominant force in that particular industry, yeah, you until you get caught.
Until you get caught.
And the sad part about it is the same people that hired you be the same people that arrest you.
Gotcha. Right. Yep.
You know, but that's a whole nother story. But there's a reason that I put that there. Is that a solution? I'm curious.
Hacking?
Yes.
I mean, listen, if you can get a brother from Nigeria to get people to with a heavy Nigerian accent to think that his name's Larry Johnson and get a nigga credit card information, I mean, it's not that bad of an idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like this is the U.S. government. Like you ain't never get one of them calls, bro, from niggas say they the IRS and shit.
Yes, I have. That shit scared the shit out of me at the time too. You know,
or with the heavy East Indian accent.
Yeah, I think I got one of those like yesterday. But
this is Robert.
Yeah, we could definitely do that shit though, man. Like that's a skill set that can be taught silently, so to speak.
We should train Americans to call everybody else in the rest of the world and harass them with calls the same way they call us, like, and pay people to work from home.
Bruh, I'm trying to stay on topic tonight, man. I guess, and survival. It's not necessarily like. Matter of fact, I have a question for you. What in your life is not affected by computers as of today? Give me 3 things. And you know, so it's not necessarily about. It's about maybe changing things. You know, like every dam is run by a computer. You know, that's a crucial element that could be demonstrated in an isolated situation. It's no rah-rah, it's no this, it's no fanfare. It could be one dude in the garage.
Yo, what if Terminator was a preview?
What are wrong? What is wrong with you, bro? The Terminator?
Yo, I'm just saying, bro. Like, listen, you got artificial intelligence now,
right?
Like they're like electronically, mapping and diagramming the human brain. You're gonna have computers that are going to be able to outsmart people at a point in time.
Then that even kind of proves my point of the importance of us to encourage the math and science. We really need to do that, and I think that we are doing ourselves a disservice, those of us that are good at it, by not giving back. You know, yeah, the government listens to everything. You know, I forget the book I read back in, like, I don't know, high school, but dude literally predicted all this shit. His group think, group speak, and somebody tell me the name of that book. But the shit was deep. How they was watching them from the TV. At home, how they created such a tension in the community that everybody was snitching on everybody, so everybody was on eggshells. You couldn't be honest with nobody.
Yeah.
And yes, like as a society, that's where we're headed. But I'm more concerned about as a community, because I think that we would be able to survive. We've demonstrated we've survived everything everything they didn't fucking threw at us in this country. We have survived.
Fact.
So they know that. And we know that. But how can we deal with this shit in a fashion that demonstrates thoughtfulness, discipline, and retribution, in a focused manner.
Right.
Not no random, like if you are this individual that has, been identified, then there's a situation. Period. Like I'm like at some point it's gonna get there.
Yeah, that's pretty true, man. That's pretty true.
And how do we, in the simplest terms, anybody out there listening, the simplest terms you can tell me one thing on how we can fix people. Matter of fact, in one sentence or less. And I don't mean no long ass run on sentence. Matter of fact, I should 10 words or less. I need to know. And the reason I say simplify it is because we are in a simple age in humanity again.
Whoop they ass.
That's a good one.
That's my answer.
But is that practical, bruh? Like, to be honest.
Hell yeah, it's practical.
What happens to you when you whoop their ass?
No, let's see, that's the difference. Like, that's the difference. Like in certain parts of this world, like if a nigga violate, everybody on your ass. It ain't just one individual. It's the community on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like when motherfuckers gotta be held accountable for bullshit that they pull is different coming from one individual opposed to a whole community. You know what I'm saying? So when we operate as one, the violations, you know what I'm saying, or people that had the thought to even attempt the violations, it alters everything.
Yeah.
It alters everything. That's why I said we need to move on one accord. Like as community, we need to act on one accord, man, because that's the only way you're going to get people that, that's not going to, they're going to think about the repercussions that's going to come.
Okay, I get you on that one. Anybody else? I got the hacking. That would be part of my solution. I do think that, like people, I see a lot of people complaining about, the NRA ain't saying shit. Why the fuck do you expect the NRA to say anything? Like, at what point in the history of the NRA was they some we love niggas group? Never. Like, for them to all of a sudden care is not gonna happen, bro. Like, stop doing that, please. I'm sorry, that just irritates me. Like, it's not getting us anywhere, But
the NRA is saying, see it works. You know what I'm saying? Like it's free promotion for the NRA.
Exactly. Now we do, like have like the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. Support them.
Yeah, that's a fact. And the Buffalo Soldiers Gun Club.
Support them.
Yeah, facts. Like it's gun clubs out here, and I encourage any and everybody to exercise your right to carry. You know what I'm saying? And even for brothers who got records, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can get your shit expunged, make the effort to go get your shit expunged, bro, because that's what they relying on. And
the Black Bottom Gun Club in the D. I did not know that. That's dope. That is a dope name too. I fucks with Black Bottom too. That's a whole nother story. But that is a story of how we used to be, Black Bottom. That was our Detroit's version of and what is it? National? Is that the National African American Gun Association? I'm just guessing. But she said women make up 60% of the NAGA, and there's 2 A's.
Okay, yeah, probably.
That's dope. You know, we've tried rioting and or uprising, however you want to define it. Was that effective? Looking back,
Yes.
what did it change for us?
I mean, for me, being being from and living in the city currently, that had the last known uprising. I'd say that it brought more awareness as far as politics for everything that's going on here now. As far as politics, police accountability, political accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it changed everything. You know, like that made the front of Time magazine.
Right, but are the police,
You know
when you get pulled over, do you feel any different today than you did back then?
No, I mean that's what any police though. That's what any police.
But
I don't feel different about
that's my point though. Like what is actually changed for the better
the only thing
after any riot we've had
is the people's awareness. The people's awareness and the people paying attention is definitely change. It definitely changed. You know what I mean? As far as like some people just didn't pay none of the shit any mind, but after a situation happens like that, you had no choice.
I mean, but it was kind of like and the Million Man March. I forget how many years. I think today was the anniversary too. So shout out to that.
Was it the day or yesterday?
Was it today or yesterday? I think it was today. I'm sorry, and I could be wrong. So my apologies if I am. If it was yesterday, still dope. But I don't know that. I think that after the riots, there's an energy that's still there that lasts in varying degrees. But as far as people's everyday lives, they got worse after the riots. A lot of people. Because now we tore up our own shit. You know, like at the end of the day, I get it.
I can speak for Baltimore. It wasn't our shit. It was they shit.
Okay.
It was they shit. And it was they shit. And you know what I'm saying? And that's why it happened the way it happened. It wasn't our shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like some things were black owned, but for the majority, I want to say for everything that took damage, I probably say maybe 20% was black owned.
So they rebuilt them already?
Some didn't rebuild, some left.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, they're gentrifying the city. Like they're splitting the city up.
You're kind of making my point, bro. Because they confine the uprising there to certain areas for a reason. They didn't allow them to get to certain areas, bro. Like you can sit back and watch, like being there. And I got so much respect for Baltimore. You already know that. But when you sitting at home and they showing you the aerial footage, you can kind of see the patterns developing better. You know what I'm saying? And actually being on the ground.
Oh yeah. There's no question about that. Like,
and
the thing about it was, like it was. I don't want to say it was planned or it was set up to happen, but it was definitely some like behind the scenes shit. Like,
I mean, but they already know what to do now. You know what I'm saying? They did, like in Detroit when they had the riots in the 60s, bro. Like Detroit was popping. Niggas was eating all over the city, good, raising families. You know, like we was running the city. You know, then the riots happened, bro, and they didn't rebuild they shit, and we did not realize how much, even though we may not have shopped at Hudson's downtown, but how much that Hudson's being there added to certain things as far as like our experience.
Right. No, I follow.
Niggas didn't have that job no more.
Right.
You know, so we weren't prepared to monetarily take over. And I take that back. We weren't intellectually prepared to monetarily take over because we it was some dudes, you know, getting some money. Don't get me wrong, you know, but we for some reason, you know what I'm saying, it just, and I think that would need to be like instead of like, okay, something happened to us, let's do X. It needs to be, we're going to do X on X day. and we've prepared everything that like we need to start looking at history.
That's what organization. Yeah,
exactly.
That's what organization.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what complete organization, and that's the only way. And that's the only way that from what history shows in itself, we would have to be organized in order to see the change that we're desiring. We have to be organized on one accord, and that's the only way. I don't think it's any other way around it. You could do it.
We gotta allow people to be themselves too, though.
You gotta allow people to be themselves, but at the same time, we also gotta make sure that like I said, we all have one objective collectively. For some people, it's to get rich, and for all of that, your money isn't going to change the fact that you're black. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on if it's your time or not.
Yeah, but it can change the existence of other black people after you. Instead of hoarding the shit and dying with it, and teaching your kids to do the same shit, build with your shit. I don't want to see a nigga bragging on a mansion. Nigga bragged on you bought a block and put 20 houses on that bitch for the same amount of money.
I agree. But what I'm saying is everybody don't feel and think like that. You know what I'm saying? You always got them ones, bro. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying is when it comes down to it with that, we got to be able to step aside, and if you're not for the cause, they need to be pointed out. You know what I'm saying?
And we've had this conversation, but you know how I feel, bro. Like white people don't throw white people away. Like even look how they making all the money off the strung out white people. They are cause now. These niggas it's an epidemic. We gonna save them. You know what I'm saying? Even when the fucked up ones amongst them, they find a way to eat off them niggas. And we just throw niggas away. Like, if they find out that you a motherfucker that's got a propensity to killing people, they will make you a sniper because you don't care. You know what I'm saying? If you got a certain disposition to do something fucked up, they find out how to use that shit. They might unleash your ass on a whole nother community.
Very true.
And we will just be like, we ain't fucking with you because you do X, Y, and Z. No, you may actually do X, Y, and Z and be very fucking dope at F. And that's what the other thing about other communities, like when it come down to it, all them niggas riding, in some capacity. They may not like you, may hate your family, the whole nine. Y'all might have been beefing over something, whatever. But when it come down to it, that's like somebody talking about your mama. It's different when it's your brother or your sister. Some random nigga on the street and we got to scrap. Same shit.
Yeah, facts.
I think there's a place for the intellectuals amongst us. I don't think that, I'm not one of those everybody needs to learn everything types. No, who wins revolutions? Dumb niggas. Let's keep it a stack. Them the niggas that put their lives on the line and take bullets. And not to be disrespectful and say dumb, but as far as intellectually, they may not be as advanced as some of their peers. Generally speaking, the extra smart dudes, if you're a smart general, you reserve them for things that require a certain intellectual capacity. So I wanted to make sure I politically correctified that. But y'all get what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, you've got a lot of people. Most of those people are of average intelligence, myself included.
Yeah, but see, you say that, but then like you're able to articulate yourself, so you sound like a smart nigga.
Well, that's
you know
true.
What I'm saying? So you know what I mean?
That is true. I'm not sure why. I try to be thoughtful in what I'm saying, though. So, and I try to think as quickly as possible about the repercussions. So, and I'm not always that good at that shit. Sometimes shit just fly out, and I got to try to clean it up. It happens. I'm human. That Cop Watch BT show, I think it's gonna be dope if I had anything to do with it. So and I'll leave it at that for the moment. But that's pretty dope that you brought that up.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And will they make it more about glamour and camera time than about activism? I mean, I think they're restricted in how much activism they can actually show. Because you're dealing with people's lives off the camera too.
Facts.
And not everybody, people are already dealing with certain, things going on in their lives when they decide to be an activist. That shit don't come without death threats. It, especially if you are a visible one. I don't think they're gonna make it about glamour. They're gonna have to make it about a story. They're gonna have to. People are going to have to be able to like or dislike whoever they choose to put out front. Do I think it's a good thing for some 10-year-old to be sitting at home and be like, yeah, I want to do something for black people as a result of watching that show? I think that'd be fucking dope. Like, I'd rather see a show about black people loving black people than a show about niggas killing niggas.
Right.
So I guess that would be, my answer to that one. But that's a good question though, and that's a fair question. I'm curious to see how it's gonna air too. The commercial that I saw was pretty dope though. I was like, okay, that's some real shit. And I'll leave it alone for now, man. Anyway.
Yeah, we leave it there. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. When it's time, it's time. You heard me?
I feel you, bro. You see me about to slip, right?
Yeah. When it's time, it's time. Like we'll chill for now.
Yeah. But I think that there's so many levels to us being successful. And we got to be honest with ourselves. Can we govern ourselves? Do we have the money? Like, that's not even the question. We got more money as a community, and we already know we got more money as a community than most countries on this planet.
But we don't have the discipline.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't have the discipline.
And how do we fix that? It'd be dope. Like if every one of us paid $5 a week to a fund of some kind. I don't give a fuck who decided to run it. We got banks that's black. We had one of the presidents on the show before.
Facts.
Damn, what was the name of that bank too? You remember?
Damn, man.
I gotta look that up too, because it's like the second largest bank. Like, I remember all the intel on it, but I just, for the life of me, cannot remember the name of the bank. But her name was Terry, and she's a very dope interview. I just can't. And I do apologize, Queen. I forgot the bank. And I'm again though, like Carmen, like, what is code? Like, give me 3 things that are in your code when you say stay on code. Like, there are things that we do innately. Like, you see a black person, you head nod, or shit like that. But like what do you mean by, like, what is your definition of on code? That, when I ask that question, I generally don't get an answer. How do we not have money, Rosalind? I'm curious. And shout out to you for tuning in. How does the black community not have money?
We definitely got money.
I mean, I ain't always right, but tell me how I'm wrong.
We definitely got money. I totally disagree with that statement.
I think that we have to pay so much more than they have to pay for a lot of shit too, which takes a lot of our money, and I don't think that goes into the equation. Like, a lot of people do, unfortunately, due to circumstances, they got to shop at the closest store, and the closest store is the Arab dude or the Indian dude, and for a gallon of milk, it's, depending on where you at, it might be $9-10. I don't know how, whatever, like $7, $8. Whatever the highest amount of a gallon of milk. And then somewhere out in the suburbs, it's $3.50. So not only, are they getting paid more, but they spending less.
Right.
And they pricing us up out of the neighborhoods. Like looking at some of the prices, like a 1-bedroom apartment in New York was like damn near $3,000 a month.
Yeah, and that's just crazy.
I mean, but at some point we gotta abandon ship on some of these cities too, bro.
Right, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Like I think that we need to start, like, the gentrifying they control. But if let's say all the black people in Brooklyn said we out, you know how fucked up Brooklyn would be after that monetarily?
Right.
Right. Like if we really want to do some shit, okay, let's have a house in. Okay, we gonna move this whole fucking city just to make a point. And you know what? We're gonna move all y'all to this city, and we got this family set up for you. We got this set up for you. We're going, the community is going to provide you a way to integrate into our community seamlessly, and we're gonna stop bullshitting and welcome you with open arms. And that's gonna show these motherfuckers that we got the discipline and the willingness to bring each other home. Fuck your city, deal with it.
Right.
Like take that energy and that money.
Right.
And yeah, it's easy to say stop buying at an Asian beauty supply store, but then stop going to CVS. Target is off limits. Do not go to Walgreens. Like some of this shit, from a price perspective, if you are, let's say you a nursing assistant, and you make $9 an hour, and you buying weave not because you ain't got no hair or nothing like that, but you just trying to, stretch it out so you can, do your money right. You're gonna go get it at the cheapest price, and them motherfuckers got like they have cornered the market on weaves and shit like that. Like, let's be honest about that.
Yeah, see that the typical woman will say that's a business decision. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing to do with the cause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll make an exception for that, for some shit like that.
I can kind of understand that. Like, I'm going to go to the gas station that's cheapest when I got $10 in my pocket, bruh. Like, that's a real life decision that we have to make on a day-to-day basis. Like, you might be my dog and you might have just opened up your gas station, bruh, but your shit's $5 a gallon. And oh boy, shit is $1.80, man. I got $10.
That ain't realistic. That's not realistic.
It's not okay. It's excessive. But hold on, we got a caller, and I hope I caught it. I hope I caught it before it's too late. What's good, fam?
Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful. This is Roz. I am calling you guys because of a statement. You said, well, black people have money. We have the money to build what we need, and that's just incorrect. I mean, I wish we did, but we really don't, and I have data on it.
Well, talk
would
to
you
me.
like for me to share it with you?
I really would.
Yeah. Yes,
I'm pulling my numbers. All right, great. Thank you. I'm pulling my numbers from Dr. Darity's report and Dr. Claude Anderson, both of who are ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. They are black, B1 economists, world-renowned. And as far as with all the Oprahs, with all the Bill Cosbys, the Michael Jordans, Tiger Woods, all the professional athletes that we have, we only own 2.6% of the GNP. That's 2.6.
But that's not just money.
That's
you talking about wealth too, though, right? Wait a minute, hold on now. You called up here. You gotta let me.
Yes, sir,
I know you did, Queen. But hold on. I understand that, Queen. But hold on, because there will be some times where we may have to interrupt a little bit, just for clarification, and not to be disrespectful, because we don't do that around here.
All right.
But are you talking about just money, or are you talking about wealth?
I'm talking about wealth because money is even less tangible.
Okay. All right, I'm listening.
Okay. And the white community, as by comparison, our 2.6% of wealth of this country, white people have 90%. So, and most of what they have was earned back in the 1800s when we, or before, when we were in chattel slavery, when we had to deal with laws that came from Jim Crow, when the Reconstruction era failed because of President Johnson at the time, and we were, all the wealth that we were given, majority of it was taken back. So that's not, it's I'm not trying to discourage anybody trying to build anything. That's not what I'm saying. But we need our reparations. We need that. And the reason being because we might think we have money because we can buy a car or we can lease a vehicle or something like that. But what we have, we don't, we're underwater. And by the year 2052, which is not that far off, we'll be at zero.
And see, I guess my point would be is that we don't have the wealth, but we have the money to obtain the wealth if we did it collectively. And that's how I would disagree. All right, go ahead, Ross.
Only thing I would
what's your name again, Queen?
My name is Roz. I'm Roz from the DMV. Yeah.
Roz. All right. So Roz, you just sound a little bit smarter than me, so I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's fucked up, bro.
Go ahead.
I'm a provide. I'm not trying to take my people down at all. I'm just trying to inform because there's a report that Dr. Darrett is very comprehensive. I think it's about 65-page report that's on the Duke University website that anybody can download, anybody can read and understand. Now, you have someone that would be, say, they're a college graduate and they're from our community, they're B1, they're black, they go to a university, major university, they're making less money than a white high school dropout. Okay?
That's true.
How is that? Now, we're talking about somebody that's in debt, probably getting there through loans, making less money than our white counterparts. I'll give you two reports that I would like for you gentlemen to pull up and to read. One of them by Dr. Darity is called Umbrellas Don't Make It Rain. Okay? Umbrellas Don't Make It Rain. And the other is called What We Get Wrong About Closing the Racial Wealth Gap. That one is on the Duke University website. But you can Google them. They're PDFs. You can download them to your phone or read them right there anytime you'd like. That's what information I wanted to share with you all.
Okay, and I respect that. I don't think that I get what you're saying, and I really do. But see, I understand why there's a wealth gap, and yes, there is, and I think that there's a wealth gap because we are making collective bad decisions. Like, let me ask you this, Queen. What if all the black people, and I don't know how long you've been listening, but what if all the black people in Brooklyn left Brooklyn? A matter of fact, let's say New York. What if all the black people in New York just left? Do you think that would have a crucial blow to the economy of New York?
It would. I mean, of course, it would. But then again, it depends on where we're speaking about. I mean, it would. I used to live in Brooklyn, so But Brooklyn, where I lived in Bed-Stuy, is quickly getting gentrified.
And
so
Queen, I'm sorry.
You're on your way out anyway.
I'm sorry.
You understand what I'm saying, brother?
I do. I actually agree with you too. But hold on one second. I got to get my brother Cam Cleveland on the line. Because every show at 8:00, he come in and he give us about 5 minutes and he just tell us about one of the countries he's been to. Because I think it's dope for, if some young kid happen to listen to this, that they hear that it's a young brother out there that's been to like 60 countries on the planet. So, you can do that shit too. So just give us 5 minutes, Queen. I ain't saying, just give me 5 minutes to let my brother do his thing.
Absolutely.
What's good, King?
What's good, King? How you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, bro. My skin is my sin in the building. We got Camp Cleveland in the house.
Right, most definitely. You ready?
Let's go.
All right. Today I'm gonna talk about Mexico. Mexico, you already know, it's a beautiful place, beautiful weather, beautiful beaches. They got good food. a lot of people like Mexican food, but they haven't had a chance to get that authentic, you know what I'm saying? The true Mexican food. And I've been to Mexico about 2 times. I've been to Cozumel. It's a real cool place. People take cruises there. You can rent the scooters, rent the jet skis, visit the Mayan ruins. So it's a lot of great Mexican history, and black people were involved in that. That's something that people don't know. So today there are about 1.4 million Afro-Mexicans living in Mexico. So that's a black Mexican. So during the slave trade, maybe about 200,000 Africans were kidnapped by the Spaniards, and they was forced to work in Mexico. So many of Mexico's national heroes, they're black people. So I could tell you about one, Vincent Guerrero. He was one of the leading revolutionaries in the Mexican War of Independence. So kind of like how America, we was trying to break away from Britain, Mexico was breaking away from Spain. So he actually ended up becoming the second president of Mexico. So he was like a Thomas Jefferson, George Washington type of guy. But he actually ended slavery. So even though he rose to be the president, he still looked out for black people. But it kind of became a problem because there was still a lot of white Spaniards that lived in Mexico, even though they separated. He was messing up their money, you know what I'm saying? So they was after him because he was helping not only the blacks, but he was helping like Native Americans that was in Mexico. So they ended up, they overthrew him, and then they executed him. And let me see, I could tell you about another guy, Pico. His name was Pio Pico. He was one of the richest men in Mexican history, and this was a black person. So if you look at some of the old school maps, you will see California, Texas, Florida. That was all a part of Mexico. So he had control of California. So not only was he rich, he was like a politician. He owned a lot of real estate, you know, so those things that a lot of people don't know. I can tell you about Gaspar Yanga. He was a full-blooded African, but he got kidnapped, and when they brought him to Mexico, you know, they made him a slave, but he wasn't having it, so he started a revolt, and then he ran away. But, you know, kind of differently from the American history where we would go up north and we may integrate into the society that's already established. You know, he created his own city, and these cities were, they was known as maroons. So they would, you know, make up their own laws. So sometimes the whites would come in, they would try to raid them, recapture them, burn them down, but he survived. So they never took control of his area. And what he would do, he would raid the whites. He would go into their properties and take their weapons and food and free other slaves. You know, he was like that. So they ended up doing a treaty where they was like, okay, well, we're not going to raid y'all no more, but we don't want y'all to raid us either. So they ended up naming the city after him. So if you go to Mexico today, it's a city called Yanga, and they have a statue of Gaspar Yanga.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah. Did I run out, or I still got some time?
You still got like a minute and some change. What you got?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell you about another guy. His name is Jose Morelos, and he was a Catholic priest actually, and he was a black dude, he was a black brother. And you know, during the time of the independence, War of Independence between Spain and Mexico, he was disenchanted with slavery. You know, he wanted to free the black people. He was free because he was, you know, in a church or whatever. So he helped lead the War of Independence. But again, he got, you know, a lot of people wasn't feeling that, even though they were successful. You know, they captured him, and then they ended up executing him or whatnot.
Wow. And that's some dope ass information, none of which I knew, bruh. I feel so much smarter right about now. And I could actually really say some shit. That was dope right there, bruh. I like that. Seriously.
Thanks again, man. I appreciate it. So Mexico got a lot of black history if you're interested, you know.
No doubt. Hey, yo, where you gonna be next week?
Oh, I'm going to Ghana on the 25th, and I'm going to Egypt on November 4th.
All right, wait a minute. What day is the 25th? Oh shit. So you'll be calling up still next week then, right?
I'm gonna try to, man. Let me see what them time, cause I might be mid-air, so I gotta see. If I'm free, I'm gonna do it.
You know you gotta hit me with the videos too, bro. We gotta do some video clips too, bro. You know.
Oh
and,
yeah, that
and you getting love on YouTube too, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
No
I
doubt.
definitely appreciate it.
No
and
doubt.
the fans and the listeners, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in.
Oh no, man, we ain't got no fans, bro. It's like 3 people that fuck with us. I'm fucking with y'all. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. You know, yeah, no doubt, man. And we about to get back to the bill, bro. Definitely appreciate you, and we'll holler at you next week.
All right, take care, King.
All right, peace, King.
Yeah, right.
That's pretty dope, man. Love that shit. And I'm sorry, Raj, you still there?
Yes, sir, I am.
And it totally just got me off my game. I totally completely forgot where we was at.
No, you were asking me about people in Brooklyn leaving, and I was saying how it was being gentrified anyway.
Yeah.
And that's just not Brooklyn. That's all the major cities in the U.S.
Yeah, but my thing is, okay, well, let's say we had a sister city, Cleveland, and I'll say Cincinnati, and everybody is black on the east side of Cleveland just left. Financially, this city would take such a tremendous blow that they may never recover from that.
Let me ask you something, sir. To clarify your statement, you're saying if black people leave a city, that the financial fiduciary impact would be so great that it would be in total collapse.
Not every
city.
Not every city.
Well, this is why I'm saying I disagree. Because right now what's happening in these cities is it's being gentrified. I'm originally from Washington, D.C., and D.C. used to be about 70% back when Marion Barry was the mayor. It was 70%. And now it's at 46% black. And black people are dying. They are leaving their homes, and they're heading south. And the reason why, because they can't afford it. So you're having a white population. Remember I told you about the numbers. They have 90% of the GNP. 90% is huge. They own everything. So they're moving into the city. They're making all the money.
You're still kind of missing what I'm saying. Well, you're missing
how would it collapse?
Well, just give me 1 second, because you're kind of missing what I'm saying. What you're talking about is basically people trickling in and out of the city, and generally out of the city. That happens over years. They got a city planner that predicted the loss in revenue, that predicted the loss in the population. They do that shit all the time. They've been doing it for years. But secondly, what I'm saying, if an organized exit of 50% of the population of a major city leaves on November the 3rd, they would not recover. And if they did, it would take them 20 years. Instantly. I'm telling you. I'm not saying if you did it over 20 years, you had a population decrease by 25%. I understand what you're saying. That's true. What I'm saying is, if on one day 50% of New York left, they'd be fucked. They are feeding off of us. Yes, they got us huddled in the smaller areas in the city and making us pay twice as much to live there. They got us cut off on what we can buy as far as food, and making us pay twice as much to get some bullshit. You know, so
what I'm asking.
You are right, but what they're doing is corralling that money.
Sir, I'm a numbers and data person, okay? And I'm asking, where are you? Is this something that you're surmising?
Just something I made up. Yes.
From data?
No, it's just something I made up. And when you say data, you can't just you. I mean, but you
okay.
you brought up 2 very distinguished gentlemen, but you only brought up you only brought up 2 people. I'm telling you, at some point, each one of those gentlemen had a thought. And they put that into practice, and they became great. And what I'm saying is, I have a thought, something that I got. I'm thinking that we need to do that's different, because thus far, everything that we've done has not worked collectively.
Sir, I wanted to address what you had stated earlier. You said that buying black and black banking will close the racial wealth gap. Dr. Darity addresses that in his myth number 3, That's page 15 of the 67-page report that I had referred to you earlier. He's stating and giving a comprehensive reason or reasons why that is just not so. They're saying, oh, black people, we have a $1 trillion, I've heard it, we have $1 trillion in buying power. Now, has anybody that knows math actually done the math? I have. You have a $1 trillion. Where is this money actually coming from? Where is this report coming from? Nobody knows. People are just saying we have $1 trillion. And because if you say it enough times, people believe that it's legitimate. This is an economist. He and Dr.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Gentlemen have been doing this report
I got you.
for over 30 years.
I got you. I understand that. I mean, and salute to them. I'm proud of them brothers. You know. But at the same time, what I'm asking you is, what's the solution? And it seems to me that as opposed to saying, okay, that's an alternative, how about try this, and dialoguing on actually resolving how we can get ourselves out of this mess, which, if you was listening, is actually the point of the show. What you seem to be doing is putting down a potential solution and not bringing your own.
No, you didn't ask me to bring my own until now.
Have you read the title of the show?
And actually, I did state that the only way for us to get what we need and what we're due before I said reparations, but not enough of us are actually on board. Say, for instance, with the ADOS program, our ancestors built this nation, and we do have it in Congress. I attended the HR 40 hearing.
But
I was the first one there.
That's not the question, Queen.
We need to push for. I'm sorry.
That's not the question, Queen. I said, what can we do? Not depending on whether they give it. You know, would they owe us? Yes. Whether they give it to us is another thing. What can we do in the meantime and in between time that may actually precipitate speeding that up if we did shit collectively?
Okay, like I said, that's not them pushing. That's us pushing for what is due to us. If somebody owes you $17 trillion, you're not going to push to get your money that your ancestors worked for?
Yeah, I'm going to do that, but I'm not also going to sit in my mama's basement and get fat while I'm waiting on it. What I'm saying is, what are we going to do? But what I'm saying is, outside of that, what can we do that's actionable to the average black person?
They can become involved in politically pushing for our reparations, politically pushing for money, because politics is nothing other than where's the money going. If we're not politically active, then we're not sitting there and saying, okay, we're paying taxes, but we're not saying where our dollars are even going in our own community. People can volunteer and do food banks. They can go or food pantries and things of that nature. They can volunteer and do clothing. But as far as politics and where that dollar goes, if you're not politically active, if you're not pushing for things for your own community, then you're just squandering. We're just wandering aimlessly as our own capital decreases.
I mean, well, there's two type of people. There's people that want to build a government, and there's people that want to take over a government. And I understand both ideologies. And you just seem to be kind of like the latter. You'll wait on the government to change, and I'm like the former. Like, I want to build some shit and make the motherfuckers come to us.
Sir,
and that's just me.
Okay, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. If you have an army and you have an army and you have you have an AR-15, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
I mean, but see,
right?
You probably missed some things early on in the show because I'm a big proponent of hacking. So like the way that I would do things as far as combating shit would be completely different and devoid of an AR-15 completely.
No, I'm just using that as an example. I'm just using that as an example because if you're saying hacking and guerrilla warfare, and that sounds wonderful, and I do agree with you as far as fighting with any means we have at hand. However, it all comes back to the politics of it. I mean, if you think that I know people that are excellent in computers and playing chess also. However, what you got on the other side has been controlling the moves, controlling the chess. And for me, I'm looking at if we can handle the politics thereof, if we can go into this situation and start making some chess moves instead of checkers, then we're going to be better off for it. Now, for what you're doing, having your radio show, for me, I just provide some information to you, brothers. I mean, if
I'm not mad at you, Queen.
Read through it and see what I'm speaking on. And there's a lot of things in there. Like I said,
I'm not. I don't read. Like you have. I don't. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I respect the brothers.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just an average nigga that gives a fuck about black people.
And we love you too. And that's all it's about. That's all it. I mean, like for me, I'm looking at there are more black men. It's more black men incarcerated in the United States than there are women incarcerated in the world. That's crucial. That's devastating. I ride with y'all brothers. If you don't read, you can look at a chart or a graph. That's in the report. I got family members, brothers, my cousins. They don't like reading. They don't like sitting down reading a report. That's why I specifically told you about those two. You can look at the charts. It's black and white, or it's blue and pink, or whatever the colors are, and you can look at that and see the data that I'm talking about.
I mean, I actually agree with your. Dr. Claude Anderson and I forgot the other brother's name.
William Sandy Darity. William, his nickname is Sandy, but William Sandy Darity. Both of these are black men. They've been studying the economists for over 30 years. Dr.
Darity, Queen, I got a question for you.
Sir.
Do you know them?
Dr. Darity has been working with two of the people that I work with the ADOS, what we're doing, yes. Yes, I've actually met Dr. Anderson before also. And he has a book called Powernomics. Dr. Anderson has a series of books, actually, but one of the most powerful ones is called Powernomics.
Hey, bro, Dr. Darity said it. Yeah, I'm riding with Raz, bro. I'm where.
You don't even know who that is, man. Stop it.
But this is another thing, brother. We know the power of video. We know the power of video. So check out Dr. Darity and Dr. Claude Anderson, Claud Anderson. On
we all know who Dr. Claude Anderson is, though, Queen. Like, for real.
All right.
I'm just fucking with you.
Okay, you know about Dr. Sandy Darity too.
You was just going hard for him, so I pause. Well, actually, that's not a pause right there, because she's a sister. So that's not a pause, is it? I don't know. Anyway, and if you have ever listened to us, we kind of ADHD, so we tend to skip around a little bit. We've been doing pretty good tonight, though. And I definitely appreciate everything you brought to the table. It was pretty dope, too. You know, and I might actually look that up, though. I was just messing with you.
All right. Well, I appreciate you for trying to uplift our people, and that's what we got. We're working for the same cause. Let's keep that in mind.
Exactly.
Right. One accord.
Yeah. You know. And Roz, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Give me three. When people say, you know, when black folks say, "Stay on code," right? Give me one thing that is in your code. Just one thing.
One thing is always to educate and always to work to uplift our people. Don't use our emotions before our intellect.
That was like three.
That's actually 3 or 4.
Yeah. That was a few. But I get what you're saying. All right, that's pretty dope. All right, that's pretty dope. All right,
yeah, that's a fact. That was dope. I appreciate her.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey,
all right, brother.
You have a good one.
All right, you too.
Peace, Queen. That was pretty dope. And damn. But see, like that, and that's kind of where I like where I'm at. Like, make shit real simple for me though. You know, and you can say what I want. Like, I'm lazy, yes. I'm this, yeah, probably so. You know, but meet me, you know, like at least meet me halfway. You know, and I think, yeah, that was a dope call. You know, I'm not mad at you for whatever you believe. And you know, from goons to guys, man, we welcome everyone. We only got one rule, and that's be respectful. And she was dope.
Yeah, but yeah, she was definitely dope.
She was, and man, she loves that one guy. What was his name?
Dr. Derry. I forgot already. Derry.
I forgot already. But that is an aspect. You know, like to keep it a stack, like the economics of it. I don't know. I will say this from my experience with math, which is limited, but statistics. I take that back. My experience with statistics. A lot of times, your ideology weighs in on the results.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a hypothesis. You go in and try to prove your shit, and I could be wrong. It may be a little different in statistics. I don't know. But we gotta look at shit from every angle and from new angles. You know, yeah. Like I disagree with everybody on some shit though. You know,
that's a fact.
Yeah.
That is. That is a fucking fact.
You know, it's sad, man. We gotta ask the mods to give us a like, man. I'm gonna like our own shit, man. It's just won't nobody else do it, man. But I do believe in whatever you want to call it. Whether, let's say your man's own a store, if everybody in the hood went to that store, he would be able to provide y'all with better prices. You know,
yeah.
And if he was willing to do that, you know, he should be.
Yeah. Right.
And that's like the partnership that we got to start having with one another. Is like, not, oh, I got a dub on you. No, bro. If I can make enough to feed my family and maybe put a couple of dollars away, I don't need to buy the whole car lot.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, bro, like we need to be on Asian code. Like if we was on Asian code, we be good. Like Asians got it, man. The Asians got it down. They don't have no political affiliation for the most part. They typically vote and don't vote, or depending on where they're at, depends on where they vote. But for the most part, bro, they put their money.
It sounds like you just walked into a tunnel.
For real?
Yeah.
I ain't even move. That's crazy.
You ain't got no more minutes, bro. Your minutes ran out.
I mean, it is a flip phone. Chill out. Man, like, yeah, I mean, chill out, bro.
Hey, wait a minute. No roasting marshmallows with the gecko tonight. Oh, that was at Carmen. I'm like, oh, because Rome not in the woods with the crib. I read that shit so backwards, bro. Like, I really did, man. Hey, like, to be honest, you know, like, I think we came up with some decent attempts at solutions, and actually some pretty, you know, logistically dope solutions too. And on that survival shit, man, we definitely gonna have Survival come on the show, whenever you're ready, because I think that is another crucial element. And shout out to Keith, because Keith be on that shit. I went over this dude's house, like, and really had like a 25-gallon thing of fresh water.
Hold on. Like,
yes, in the living room, bro. Yes,
is a ninja. You know what I'm saying? So, like, of course he got some survival tactics, bro. Like, you gotta believe, like, you gotta say his name 3 times for him to appear. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how, like, strong his presence is. Like, you gotta believe in him to see him.
I think now my thing is, as far as that's concerned, is like, from all I've seen, it's always fair weather survival shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see the winter survival tactics. I haven't seen that. I don't know. You know, maybe I'm looking on the wrong YouTube. But for where we live at, like, that's crucial.
Yeah.
You know, and not only like the winter survival tactics, but the city winter. Like that's a whole different ball game than if you live and you can live in the fucking farmland, you know, like in Ohio. It's totally different. You know, like how do you respond? Like what do you need? You know, is kerosene an option? You know, like, I haven't seen a kerosene heater, bruh, in probably 30 years.
Yeah, I mean that is true. Like survival tactics, you know, and we definitely need that information.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. That's not a joke. That's real shit. We definitely need that information, and we need to make sure that information gets passed on.
I mean, I think we need to simplify things and look at it more from how do we govern? You know, practically speaking, who
See,
would we
like
do what?
niggas ain't gonna be able to get past not having cell phones. You know what I'm saying? Like, you not even gonna understand the effect that's gonna have.
Yeah.
Like, niggas can't get cell phones no more. Like, it's gonna be fucked up for real.
I mean, I think like living in the city with to that point would be an advantage. It would be a disadvantage as far as food and all that other shit. You know, like our shit's gonna be gone immediately in pandemonium. You know, but as far as being able to know where you at, you know, like you don't have to depend on whether it's this is north or south or west or, you know, we don't know all that shit. Like I be Google Map be like go west. What? Tell me right or left. I don't even know. That's I'm being honest.
Yo, but we as a society we're conditioned, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's designed that way. So
right, but how do we change that?
I mean, for real. I mean, you niggas gotta get back in touch with nature for real, man. Like on some real shit. Like,
I mean, I think that's kind of drastic, bro. Like,
it's not.
You know, yoga in the woods and shit, bro. Like we
I ain't saying
that.
I'm not saying yoga in the woods. What I'm saying is, like, can you understand like how many people who drive actually walk, unless they have to, more than like 3 or 4 city blocks on a daily basis?
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how many people? Like if the majority can't do 5 flights of stairs.
I would be bent.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like it's shit like that. Like what are you gonna do when you can't drive? You gotta walk.
Actually, I'd stop and smoke a cigarette. I would. I'd probably make it like 3. Like man, I don't need a square. I'll sit out for a minute too.
I can see that shit.
Oh, hey, I hate to break it to you, Soul Survivor, but I have been very clear that when the shit hits the fan, I'm going to die. I am going to be a weak link. I am not going to know shit. I'm sorry. I'm telling y'all in advance. I'm just telling you. But I am a fan of those people that are really with the shits. I think that's dope. And I forget what the name of the show was. But I do think that we do need to collectively start being able to go into the woods and survive, because no matter where you're at, there's some big ass areas for lots of woods that if we can survive, you can kind of live off that land. I'm not mad at you, Kermit. I understand. I would, but again, hey, there's a lot of them folks in the woods. You can grow your own shit. Growing your own tobacco, like I don't. Like I don't see that's not the same, bro. Like the apocalypse come, I need Newports. I don't know who got the plug. Let me know.
Listen, nigga.
Have you ever you don't smoke, bro, and like it is just like smoking a Newport as opposed to rolling a cigarette is like Mad Dog versus the finest, most vintage wine.
Yeah, I've never had Mad Dog in my life.
It's horrible.
And I refuse to ever drink that shit. Like I had a neighbor, and he was a drunk nigga. And I got out of work early one day. Like I went to go check my man. He was like, "Hey, you want some wine?" And I was like, "Huh?"
Oh, that's nasty.
And this nigga pulled Mad Dog. I refused to drink that shit. Like I was like, "Nah, bro. Like, I'm good, man."
Yeah, that's horrible. That's not something you offer somebody. They gotta ask for that shit. Like you gotta.
I drank Cisco.
Well, that's the same fucking thing, man. That's the same thing.
Yeah, I've had Cisco. You know what I'm saying? But it was bad.
Hey, yo, we can grow your kush organically. That would be dope. I'll be the cat on our team giving up our ammo for. I'm not gonna give up ammo for cigs, but if the other side got some cigarettes, yeah, we going in. And I'm going in first, nigga. I'm irate already. I ain't smoked in the whole day. I'm angry, and I got bullets. Yes, let's go. We going to get smokes. That's all y'all gotta tell me. They got cigarettes on the other side. I'll be Rambo in 12 seconds. Let's go. That's sad. I'm gonna survive just to smoke. Hey, fuck it though. You know, whatever motivation I need. You know, but yes, I'm
hilarious.
I guess, you know, like at some point I do. You know, I think that's one of the solutions. Is, you know, that aspect of it. Economically, definitely. You know, and if need be, who would you be okay with being our spokesperson? You know, why are we not doing that, you know, collectively? Like, no longer let the crackheads get on TV. I don't care if you witnessed it. That's off code. You know, like and don't run to them for TV. It's got to be somebody out there that can put it out. You know, start controlling our narrative. You know, and we big on that. That's why we've been talking about liberation-minded media for a long time. You know, it's about us defining who we are and not worrying about their definitions. You know, so I get all the complex shit. You know, I really do, but I think that very rarely does somebody jump to calculus before they learn arithmetic. You know, we got to simplify shit. That's the world we in, whether you like it or not. There's shit that should be, and then there's shit that is. And right now, shit's simple. And, you know, when the simpler we can make it and the most effective you can do to deliver whatever message you got, I think it'd be more effective. Anyway, man, I like the show too, man. Fire, shelter, water, food. Bam. Okay, yeah. I, again, kind of am pampered. I'm not going to front. I am one of those people that without Wi-Fi, I would lose my shit. I am part of the problem. But the bright side is I'm old enough that I'm probably going to die of natural causes anyway, so y'all ain't got to worry about me. I'm just saying, bro. Like, I am being completely honest right here. Like, as far as that shit's concerned, man, I am generally speaking just a failure. You know, and yo,
just leave me here, bro. I'm ready when you get back.
Hey, Dark Meteorite just said I'm weak, bro. He said if you can't walk 2 miles a day, are you kidding me? 2 whole miles, bro?
My nigga, that's nothing though.
What? That's what I got a car for, man.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like certain niggas is just gonna get picked off because niggas is just gonna be hella out of shape. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just gonna be bad for niggas.
But I'm pretty sure I can come up with a different language. That might be helpful. Just saying. Like, we got the technology where everybody don't have to do that shit. Lazy niggas can prosper too, man. You just got to be able to do something that accentuates your laziness. And we in a technology age, so there's a lot of opportunities for that shit.
What can a lazy nigga do besides procrastinate?
Them hacker niggas, man. Them niggas don't do that shit all day and night. They be up all night and sleep all day and don't do shit else. I'm just saying. I guess that's why that's my thing, But not everybody needs to be like cut and can run 30 miles instantly. Oh,
you should be. You should be like.
That's not practical though, bruh.
It is because anybody could do it,
bruh. They got fat dudes in the Marines. I've seen it.
Anybody could.
They ain't
do it.
the average like huge fat, but come on, bro. I'm sorry.
Anybody could do it. It's not like you're getting in shape. It's like one of them things like outside of pure physical ability.
Again,
anybody could do it.
You're talking about there's things that should be, and then there's things that just are, and you're talking about the optimal. Everybody is tip top shape. We some type of specimens, and we have revolutionized who black people are. I'm talking about niggas right now, bro. Like, how can we get from point A to point B, and you talking about point A to Z instantly? Like most of us is not doing that, bro.
That's the problem.
No, the problem is we not figuring out how to use people in their most comfortable state that will contribute.
Did you just not see a brother break the marathon record? The nigga ran 26 miles in under 2 hours.
Right, but that's an anomaly, bruh. That's not the average. Yeah, you know what most of the black people was doing in that picture? Watching that nigga on the sidelines. So like
what I'm saying
it's like one of a kind, bro.
We all need to be on code. So if a message guy get relayed, we know how to tell this nigga. You know what I'm saying? This nigga can run to the next city and go relay a message or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not normal. But I'm saying is
let me ask you this: how many laps you think that Dr. Clark did over his lifetime? He was doing more important shit, bro. Like, I'm not mad that Malcolm X may not have been able to run a 4.40. Like Marcus Garvey did not look like the most in shape individual. But his imprint lives on. His imprint lives on. Like, everybody is not designed to be super athletic or even in shape. Like, it's just some people that was born big and they're gonna die that way, bruh. No matter what they try, no matter how they do it, they not unhealthy big. They just bigger. Like, so how do we say we got 1 million pieces, bruh? How do we allow piece 1 through 700 to do some shit that's beneficial that we don't want to do? Like, if you have a whole community, somebody got to clean that shit up. Explain to me, like what's irrelevant about it, Dark? I need to know. But my point is, y'all expecting everybody to be you, and everybody is not. And as opposed to just saying you should be you, how can we get you to you? How about saying, okay, well, I'm a nurse, bruh. So if your ass have a heart attack right now, I'd be the nigga they be looking at to save your ass. But I'm not walking no 2 miles a day. If you need an IV stat, nigga, they gonna call me because I'm dope at that shit. It's some big ass motherfuckers that are hell of a nurses or hell of a doctors, bruh. You gonna tell me you don't need doctors and nurses in any type of situation? Them niggas, you don't care if they can run 2 miles. Because when you go into the OR and some nigga shot your fucking leg off, you hoping the nigga that's operating on you know what the fuck you doing. And you don't care if that nigga is 400 pounds or 120 pounds and can run a marathon a week. You don't. Let people do what they do best, bruh. And stop trying to change them into some super nigga. Like, it's a lot of cats out there that are phenomenal, like, again, in accounting. But see, that's the problem. Like I don't have to go out hunting to build bullets. Like, there's some nigga in some lab right now that all he does for a living is make specific type of bullets. You know type of skill that takes? Like, there's somebody right now that is designing the gun of the future. Generally speaking, they're probably not running 100 miles a month. But its impact will be everlasting. Like the AK-47 was started in somebody's lab somewhere, bruh. It was not some niggas running across the field. The niggas that invented the nuclear bomb. Dorks. Simple dudes. Fucking created shit that altered mankind forever.
Yeah, but it's different types of warfare, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's only one aspect of it.
Exactly. And what I'm saying is, you need both sides. Instead of saying one side should be like that's like saying the dudes with the top 1% IQ saying why y'all niggas can't be smarter. Instead of doing that, just say, okay, you're dope at this. Keep doing that. Be the dopest motherfucker that ever did that shit. You know, like we don't need mathematicians. We do. We need niggas that can to a certain percentage predict occurrences as far as population or as far as financial trends. You do.
Right.
You know, even if we decided to divest ourselves from the other society and go it alone, you still have to deal with, even if they say, okay, you know what, this your country, we got our own country, we start from scratch. Well, we still got to deal with other countries. Monetarily, trade-wise, you know, strategically, alliances, that type of shit. You know, so we need to do a better job of appreciating the contributions and stop being so quick to, yes, I would open a wooden Newport factory. Yes, I'm not sure how the fuck I would do that, bro. But hey, if the shit goes down and there is like if there is like a secret to making the Newport, I'm still in that. Yes, I will be the plug from now on. I'm sorry, I couldn't help that one. That's not my fault, man. That's Carmen, bro. Like, that's not my fault. Oh my God, bro. Yes, I'm telling you, man. Hey, if it goes down, there is a possibility that I can get the blueprint. Bruh. They gonna be like, that nigga should be a general. I'm like, no, bro. It's only for the ports. I'm cool. Yeah, bro. I'm just saying, you know. It is what it is, man. It's not right. I am a complete hypocrite about it. I'm not even gonna lie, but I am just phenomenally addicted, and I have tried. That's not funny, man. God. Oh, oh my goodness, damn, Carmen. Hey, I'm not trying to come camping with y'all. Like, I don't want to go camping. I want to go camping light. You know, I want to have the nature. I want to have the nature experience with the comforts of home.
Can you be honest about this? Like, nature's not fucking fun. All right, it sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not one of the things that you just sign up for.
It's not.
Like, you gotta be cut. Yeah. You know, you have to cut from a certain type of cloth to like one that sign up to go sleep in the fucking tree.
Although,
you know what I'm saying, like,
if the shit hits the fan, though, talking like and salute to you, Queen Ayoba. But I don't think that I would just like roll over and die. Like, I'm just not wired that way. I'm talking shit.
Nigga, can you imagine rolling over and you got poison ivy on your lower back and shit?
That would be ugly. Yeah.
That shit, like, that's the type of shit that happens in the fucking woods, though, yo, my nigga. I went camping.
I would turn into a 5-year-old girl at that point and scream my head off, bro.
Yeah, I went camping twice in life, once in 5th grade. The first fucking time I went camping, I went on a 5th grade trip, and we went in some fucking woods somewhere in the mountains, some fucking where. And it just happened to be that night. Like shit, like I slept in a tent with my homeboy and shit. But like it was a fucking bear walking around and shit, my nigga. Like the bear walked like against me and shit. Nigga was on my tent.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, real shit. Like that shit's not fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I'm done. Like, I'm ready to go home. You know what I mean? And like I was there for like 3 days. Like, I'm done with the first night. Like, nigga, I ended up sleeping in the cabin. Cause I wasn't sleeping in the fucking woods with these niggas. Like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah, man, I'm cool on the Bears. Like
anything, like the potential of anything, me bumping into anything that could possibly eat my ass, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not interesting to me after that. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, but that's the same. That like learning those skills would be just as important, or even more so, maybe, than being physically fit.
No, you got to be physically fit to be able to run from that shit.
No, you got to be able to shoot. You got to be able to position yourself where you sleep. You know, in a prime location where you can defend your shit. You got to know all that shit.
A bear can run up to like 40 miles an hour. Like you have to be in some type of fucking shape. If not, then
no, bruh. There is no shape where you outrun a 40-mile-an-hour bear, bruh. It doesn't happen. Usain Bolt getting scratched the fuck up. Like that doesn't. You have to be able to know. Okay, we in bear territory, so we're gonna build our camp. You know, we're gonna build a tree house.
You could buy yourself a few more seconds if you in shape, opposed to being an out of shape nigga running for a gun. Opposed to being an in shape nigga running for the same.
You know the only person that appreciates the in shape motherfucker is the bear. Like, oh, I got some tender shit now. Not that fat sloppy dude, Jobs. You know, I got some in shape dude. You know, that's the only motherfucker. You still dying, bro. Like what I'm saying is, you if you know you're in a certain area, like if you out in I want to say the mountains of Oregon or some shit like that. I think that's where they got a lot of bears. I could be wrong, but. You know, I'm just saying, like where you know, okay, and that's part of the survival, kind of knowing the area, kind of knowing the land, like what animals are more native to this area. Like in some areas where it's a lot of bears, and some areas where it may be like a couple. You know, some areas where wolves like running this bitch, and some areas where wolves might not. You know what I'm saying? So. That's one of the things you need to know. You need to know where where your water source is gonna be. You know where you're gonna lay your head at. You know where y'all gonna camp at. You know who's gonna sleep when. You know who's gonna go fishing. Who's gonna all that shit play into it. You know into it when we talk about survival. So like the cat that can fish really well. Like if you like doing that shit and you gonna keep feeding us, nigga, keep fishing. And that nigga over there, he gonna go bear hunting. And yes, Soul Bible even said it. Like, you can't outrun a bear. It's a wrap. Like, you're just gonna die, bruh. Like, Usain Bolt would, like, run a little quicker. And that nigga be like, ha, 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 ha. He'd be laughing.
All I said was the in-shape nigga get to the gun faster than the out-of-shape nigga. That's all I'm saying. Like, I know you can't outrun a bear. But, like, so what if you the nigga who, like, you wasn't really technically sound, you know what I'm saying? You wasn't really, like, super, like, what if you was just, like, the nigga who could, like, what if you was only, like, good, like, break dancing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe the nigga can cook. Like, you gotta have some type of angle.
What the fuck do you do?
You know? And y'all got to shit somewhere. Maybe that nigga can be the shit digger. Like, so somebody got to dig a hole. Like, you can play, even the most useless motherfucker got a use, bruh. And I know it's a gift and a curse, you know, but I look for that use in, you know, like, I did some good in you, you know. So when the shit hit the fan, even the most useless motherfucker got some skill or talent that y'all can benefit from. And You know, worst come to worst, they the slowest, dumbest motherfuckers. So when the bear does come, they the first to go, and you got time to grab your gun, no matter whether you fat or you Usain Bolt. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know, man.
I'm just being honest, man. Northern New Jersey, upstate New York, they got bears.
Yes, nigga, bears can live fucking anywhere.
Yeah, well, I'm not. You know, I'm just saying. Like, if we had to do that shit, like, most of us would be clueless, bruh. You know, somehow I predict my survival. I do. I don't know how.
White boys eat bears. Like, they eat bears.
I mean, but they get clawed up too, bro. But they know, okay, this where I'm at is bear territory and how to operate. Like, there's a difference in how you operate with bears than you do wolves. It just is. You know, I don't even do that shit, and I know there's a big difference because I watch the Animal Channel religiously. You know, mountain lions see you and stalk you for a long time before you see them. See, that's scary. Yes, that is scary shit. You know?
Yeah, mountain lions is crazy. Like, I used to live in Arizona. Like, it was mountains, right? Exactly where I lived at. That shit was crazy as fuck.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. Like, I do not want, you know, but that's a necessary evil. And not even necessarily that do we all need to be able to do that. Like, some people need to be able to hold down Detroit because that's an extremely powerful water source right there. You know, if the shit can't, you know, hit the fan. You know, so you need people that are more strategic from a city aspect. You know, motherfuckers that can really shoot, but they don't have to be able to shoot a mile away. That makes a difference.
Right.
You know, and again, it's just I watch a lot of videos. I live vicariously through other motherfuckers doing shit from my couch. But like I seen it, I think it was called Survival, where they basically just dropped the motherfucker in the middle of the woods somewhere and said, live. Literally, nigga. You had like I think they gave them like a bag of shit they could bring, and that was it. And like the biggest thing that they dealt with was the isolation. Like, they was all like, you know, they was the, hi, I'm Bob from Montana. I've been, you know, in the woods my whole life. So they was already accustomed to that shit. Them niggas was out there. I want to say like one cat was out there. I could be wrong, but I think it was like 3 months by himself, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, eating, sleeping, shitting, defending himself by his fucking self. Nigga, I be dead. And y'all, you can laugh too, nigga. Your ass would be dead too. 3 months, bro.
I don't know.
Like neither one of us is prepared today. If some nigga just said, right now, I got $100 million for you to survive 3 months in any wood I put you in, or any forest, or whatever you want to call it, like some dangerous shit, nature-wise, we wouldn't make it, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
And your ass would be dead like the rest of us, man.
Nah, I'm gonna make it.
I mean, but that like there aren't too many people on this, you know, in this country that, well, not too many black folks that I'm aware of that would be successful in that endeavor. To keep it quite honest, you know, and it might not even be like the animals or whatnot. It would just being able to feed yourself. You know, and if the water wasn't fresh water, we'd really be screwed. You know, but I'm assuming it'd be fresh water. Well, I don't know. You know, but I'm just, you know, like, there's a lot of shit we don't know, bruh. Like, and that was a good point too about making bullets. Like, that's an art form from my understanding. Like, if you look at the little videos or read the books and shit.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Naked and Afraid though, Survival. That was just weird. No, it was my bad. I hit the mic and said my bad to the mic. Ain't that a bitch? But it wasn't Naked and Afraid. I think it was literally called Survival, or some shit like that. I do watch Mayo shows. I do. Like, I watch Seinfeld. I'm not gonna lie. Shit's funny. You know.
Seinfeld's the GOAT of all white people shows.
Uh, Cheers might be, bro. Cheers might be the GOAT.
Get the fuck out of it, man.
Are you kidding me, bro?
Cheers.
Are you
Cheers is ass. Cheers is ass, my nigga.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Compared to Seinfeld.
Are you fucking
That
kidding
ass.
me, bro? You fucking kidding me, bro? Cheers is the oh my god! Like everybody on that bitch was so fucking hilarious, bro. Like you kid, like oh Woody was hilarious, Pops was hilarious, Carla was hilarious, Norm and Cliff. Yeah, that's the whole fucking show. Oh, and Dr. Fraser Crane. Oh, and Lilith too. Nigga, and what's the blonde ditzy broad name? I can't remember her name. Sam Malone's old lady. Like, don't fuck with me, man. Like, I'm
Happy Days was funny too, right?
At the time, I watched the first generation reruns of Happy Days, and the Fonz was cool back in the day, bro. Like the Fonz was the shit. I'm not even gonna front. That nigga had a motorcycle and a leather jacket.
There.
Hey, and he had 2 chicks with him all the time, man. Just saying. And I'm not sure how we got down this road, man, but we ain't got but a few minutes left. Yeah, 80% wouldn't make it. 80% would not make it instantly. You know, I would actually say probably 98% of black folks would not make it 3 months. Nothing.
Yo, we survived not getting killed every day. Like the woods it'll take a period of adaptation, but we make it.
Bruh, we don't survive. Like we have when you get hungry, we get done with the show, you could drive to a million places and buy something to eat. You don't have to make it. You don't have to kill it. You don't have to prepare it. You don't have to do anything. You got a car. You know, you can drive around the corner or you could drive to California. It's your choice if you feel like doing that shit. What I'm talking about is, nigga, the same clothes for 3 months. You shitting outside, wiping your ass with leaves for 3 months. I'm talking about, and don't let it be like, let's say, September to December. You know, you'll fucking freeze to death, bruh. Like, what are you going to use to keep yourself warm in a fucking forest in November or December?
My foot up a nigga ass.
Who? You'd be the only one out there, bruh.
Shit. I mean, you got a point, but I just don't. We survive worse.
I mean, I know. Ego wise, it's hard to admit that. Yes, no, bruh. Like 98% of us would be done. 3 months. You know, yeah, that's a whole. Joe Cool say the woods is a whole other world, wrong, and that's a fact. You know, Doug's was funny. Doug's was some funny shit. And you know what? Jimmy Neutron was fucking funny too. Since we on that, like
Night Court was better than Cheers.
Night Court, oh, bro, I wish I could just like punch you in the throat, bro. That was so disrespectfully slanderous.
Night Court was better than Cheers.
Oh, that's, bruh. Like, and I'm not being. I mean, Night Court was funny, but not every week funny, bruh. And it was only on air a couple of years. Like Cheers was a staple, bruh.
Honest Family was better than Cheers.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you trolling now, bruh. I'm not even gonna entertain that shit. You don't even believe that shit, man. Although I'm not gonna act like, damn. Like back
Alf was better than Cheers.
Alf was funny though, bro, but it was not better than Cheers.
I know.
Alf was fucking funny though. Like Alf was funny, bro. And if you just tuned in, I don't know. We're about to wrap it up in a minute. But yeah, sometimes we do tend to get just slightly off topic. I think we was on topic for a good hour and 45 minutes though. That's phenomenal for us. Yes, bug bites alone, infection. Like that. Oh man, I'm sorry, man. Like I the isolation would kill me. I would come back even if I survived, man. I'd have like 17 friends. Nobody could see them but me. I'd be created a whole city. I might not want to leave. I'd be fucking mentally just screwed. I would. That would be my demon to fight if I had to survive for. I mean, well, you really don't, Carmen. If ain't nobody out there but you, yeah, but it's just you. You know, I think that would be the problem that women would have for their periods is that the attraction of the blood, the scent to animals would probably be really problematic. Because I'm pretty sure that you know animals that eat meat smell that blood. You know, and Rome Soul Bible said, when you coming on backpack trip with the Soul Bible life. That nigga is not coming.
I gotta see what Survivor look like.
Right. That's basically no. I'm not gonna show up. Yo, you just capping, just saying what you gonna do, bro. You is not happening. The cup, Carmen, and banana leaves. What is? Oh, that's so horrible. I just got what you. Oh, I think I threw up a little bit, bro. Hey, give me your shout outs, man. Damn, we went over 2 hours. Damn. But giving you a shout out, bro, and let them know. Oh, that's so horrible.
Shout out my kids, man. Shout out Keys Development. Shout out 300 Gangsters. Follow me on IG, Strive for Perfection _43. And holla at some more. We're gonna board the cooler pop, and it'll be another interesting show, say the least. And stay black. Much love, peace, and blessings to everybody tuning in. Like and subscribe, share the show, share our shit.
No doubt. And Ioba said it can be a problem. I can imagine. Yeah, that definitely would be, from a practical standpoint, like a woman's period would be a liability for her by herself.
I mean, all they gotta do is cuss the animal out. You know what I'm saying? Fuss about some dishes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of women who could scare some animals off with that shit on their periods.
Yeah, that's not happening, bro. Sounds good. That was funny. That ain't happening. Like, no bear in the history of ever is just gonna be like, oh God, will she shut up to a human? No, this fucking human I got. That's what the fuck you get for killing my cousin Clyde. Bow, and they will eat your ass. Actually, I don't even know if a bear will eat you, but they will kill your ass.
A bear will definitely eat you.
I'm not sure. Like,
shit.
And I'm curious now. Like, will a bear actually eat you, or certain bears will eat you? I'm pretty sure, like what's the white bears, the polar bears. Them some brutal. Those some brutal looking things, bro. Right, I'm pretty sure they. Yeah.
You know a polar bear is black underneath.
I did not.
Yeah, the polar bear is black underneath. His white fur is black.
Why do you know that?
Man, I'm the plug, my nigga. I just know.
All right, man. Let me see. Don't forget to check out the websites, mrochelle.com and myskinnismysin.net. And do I got some shit? I thought I stopped shit. Okay. No, I thought I had something, but maybe I don't. And you know what? I think. All right, man. We out, man. This was appropriate too.
Peace.
Peace.
I hate to say it, but I'm a bad hacker, which we call those black hats, and they do malicious things such as hacking Facebook and sending viruses and breaking into banks, get access from a server from a website and pulling email account info, and that gets boring, so we go to the advanced things, and I don't really like to talk about the advanced things.
The charge of violence against us actually stems from the guilt complex that exists in the conscious and subconscious minds of most white people in this country.